Welcome, Hollywood Time viewers. Today, we welcome Grammy-nominated artist, producer, singer, songwriter, and percussionist to the stars, Victor Orlando. Hey, Victor, how you doing today?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. Victor and I were talking before we recorded that I've got somewhat of a sore throat going on, so let's hope I can make it through this today. Well, first of all, we have, I know you have an empowering new single out now. Tell us about Be Ready and the inspirations behind it.
Well, Be Ready is my latest single that I put out for myself, gratification of the word coming to me, and I made the song. It's like, yes, this is great. Then as I did it, it ended up being for everybody. With everything that's going on in the world and everything that's going on in my life, it prompted me to write, okay, no matter what happens, you still have to be ready, because as it is a gospel song, because we do not know when the Lord is going to call our name. Now, my best motto is you walked out your front door to go wherever, the store, the work, pick up the kids, wherever you walk out that door, there is not a guarantee stamped in life that you're going to walk back in. There's nothing guaranteed about that. That's in God's hands, basically. And his reasoning for bringing you home or calling your name is his reasons for whatever they are, which we don't know. But our job, per se, so that we would be happy in the end, is be ready in any kind of way we can. So that was because there was a rash of shootings in churches, kids getting shot at schools, malls. You can't go to a mall and somebody's being shot. There was shootings that just came out of nowhere. And I think 3 weeks ago, a lady just blindly just slammed into 6 or 7 cars on Slauson and La Brea in Los Angeles, and it destroyed lives. The lady, her husband, their baby, and then the baby that hadn't even come in here yet. So all of those things meant these people walked out their house that morning thinking they were going to go do things, and they didn't come back in. And that's a harsh reality, but that is reality. There is no guarantee you coming back in. So the song Be Ready is not just a spiritual thing of pick up the Bible and read the Bible every day, so you can be ready. Part of it. The other part is just be vigilant, get your house in order, get your relatives in order, get your money in order, get yourself in order. So when you do walk out the door and something happens, it's okay. You were ready, per se. I went in and had cancer. Well, I had cancer, and I went in and had the surgery. That was a 50-50. You go in on the bed that way, 50-50, and hoping you come out. Well, I came out vertical, and that was the accomplishment for me. I undoubtedly was ready enough to come out. And then all of that, the cancer, the coming out, the being ready for that, I was sitting here, I don't know where the melody came from. I don't know where any of it at this time came from, but words just started coming to me. And then melody started coming, and then I started tapping, and then I'm starting to tape, and then I'm going into the studio, and then I'm bringing people in, and then we took a piece of clay, and bam, that was Be Ready. And then everybody started liking it, because it all kind of touched, sent a message out to everybody, not just me.
Yeah, it's very powerful. It is enlightening. It touched me as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's a great song for right now.
The third verse, the bridge or the third verse in the song is mainly about me. That was me. Suicide thing, the wanting to get out of here, things were just so, I gotta go. And God was like, I didn't call you, so you're not going anywhere.
Good for God.
Yeah. And so it's like, okay, take this out of me then, so I can continue doing whatever it is you want me to do or need me to do. And that when I was writing, that came into my head as I was writing about, I must have been out of my mind. Something deep inside of me says it's not my time. And I said, okay, I like that. I'll put that in there too. It may help somebody else. Somebody else may be on that brink, going in that direction, heading into the dark space. And to hear that part and saying it's not your time. It's not your time until he says it's your time. And then but you have to be ready.
Yeah, that's an amazing statement, is be ready. And everyone who's listening to this or watching it should know the first thing everyone should do is get a will, living trust if you have houses and stuff, because I lost my dad in 93. He was 93 in January, and it's just, you never expect it. I mean, he had a good life, but he was in good health, and he just stopped. And but when you have all that, it makes it easier for those who that are here behind, to prepare for that, because you're never prepared. And that's one way to be financially prepared for your wife, your husband, your kids, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, as you say that, I think 2012, I got called to go to play with Bobby Womack and to go on a European tour for 2 weeks. And that was big to me. That was amazing. And then it hit me. It's like, what if you go, but you don't come back?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Don't think like people don't think like that, Victor. Think positive, blah, blah, blah. I think positive, but I think reality.
Right.
Those are like a sandwich cookie. You have to do both. I don't take them apart and only be one part. The reality, every day you wake up, you are dealing with reality. You can be positive about reality, but reality is always going to be there no matter what you say, think, or do. Reality is going to be what it is. And I said, oh, snap, I'm going to be gone. I don't know if anything. Okay, you know what? Let me make a will. I'm not getting a lawyer. I'm not getting tons of people involved. I'm not spending a ton of money. Let me write down to my oldest daughter, Candace, all this junk in this apartment, give it to your brothers and sisters. End of will. That ended it. And nobody clawing and fighting and fussing and arguing over one drum, one bongo in this house. Spread it out to the kids. That's it. And then I called her and told her, I just wrote that down in paper. I think it was about 2 sheets.
Wow.
I folded it up. I put it in an envelope. It's in my Bible. You come in this house, you find my Bible, open up, go to the back. There's the will. It will always be there. So you will always know where it is. And once I did that, I did that. Now, my aunt or my grandparent, my aunt bought 7 plots to be buried in back in late 60s.
Wow.
So there's a plot left for me and my brother out of the 7 people, the grandparents, the mother, the father, the aunt, the uncle, me and my brother.
Nice.
And they're there. Those are the last 2, me and my brother in Dallas. So that's taken care of. So those are the things that I'm saying. It's not just about picking up the Bible every day, but get your kids in order, get a clarity of a bunch of things so that you, like you said, I'm not leaving that stuff to other people. What took the thought of suicide out of my head, and should be for anybody, what if you try it and it doesn't work? Now, whatever lame stuff that's happened to your body, now somebody has to push you around in a wheelchair the rest of your life, and you've taken their life also, because I know they care, they want to help. So but their life now is to push you around or to move in and be at your bedside because of the dumb thing that you did. But, I'm like, okay, you know what? Right. If anything, if I try to do something and it doesn't work, now I've put my life on somebody else to deal with my life. And that wasn't what I tried to do that for in the first place. So no, until he calls you and you're gone from here to there, leave it alone. So be ready is I'm trying to make that as powerful as the statements I'm saying.
Yeah. That, like I said, that's important to put out there, because that's one thing that's guaranteed in our life is God's going to call us, and can't avoid it.
You can't avoid. It's so weird. I mean, I'm, not to be religiously sanctified or whatever. The Bible says you come in to die.
Yeah.
And it's just what happens in that journey on the way. And you know, when you come in, you almost have to come in being ready.
Yeah. Right. You have to breathe. God
Yeah,
gave you birth, but you've got to be able to breathe.
yeah. And
Learn to walk and talk.
unfortunately, all of those little kids, all of the school kids, every time something happens in there, they are nowhere near ready because
Right.
they have not a clue that that's about to happen.
Yeah.
But for us, you know, we just have to walk out the door being ready.
Yeah. True. Well, I also wanted to know is, you know, how did you discover your passion for music?
Mm, I wasn't in the medical field in high school
Oh, wow.
as an anesthesiologist
Wow.
aide. Yeah, he's working on people and I'm bringing all of the stuff, you know, bring me 5 liters of serum, bring me 5 liters of that, bring me this, bring me that. I'm
Wow.
going to get in it. I'm helping put the things on and getting everybody ready as a kid per se.
Wow.
But I'm walking down the hallway playing the air guitar. And I'm like, and they wanted me to go to school for 8 years to be an anesthesiologist. And I'm like, I'm doing it as a job, but that's not what I really want to do. So I stopped doing that. And I was in school and the band room was it for me. And the music, I've always loved music from, you know, from the Beatles coming over here early on. I was probably the first and only Black guy that liked the Beatles at that time because everybody else was like, Vic, there's Temptations, there's Miracles, there's
Right.
Dramatics, and you like the Beatles? Like, hey, it's music. That's when it hit me. There's no black and white or anything in music. Music is
Right.
music. And if you think it's that, then you miss the point of what music is. And music is totally for the world. It's totally world.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love all kinds of music and I play all kinds of music. That's what keeps my phone ringing because Elvin Bishop, some people may know the name and a lot of people may not, but he had a song I called Fooled Around and Fell in Love.
Yeah.
Back in the day. I love that song. It was a ballad by a middle-aged white guy that I had no connection to at all. But the song was the baddest song around. I'm on a boat cruise with Bobby Womack,
Wow.
and they know who. Well, I walked up and said, "Hey, Mr. Bishop, loved your song when it came out. It was amazing. I appreciate you and your music." Next words out of his mouth, "Well, you want to sit in with us tonight?"
What? Wow.
Oh, grab the heart. Elizabeth, they calling me. And we had to scurry to the other side of the ship to get my drums because I was set up for Bobby Womack and we weren't playing that night. So we rushed the drums back to his side of the ship because the ship was really big and it had 30 bands on it out of the whole ship, but there were only a couple of sets of congas on there. So we all had to go and get them and bring them over there. And I played with Elvin Bishop and Mickey from Starship, Starship.
Starship, right.
Right.
Wow.
He sang Fooled Around and Fell in Love that night. And they introduced me before we even started. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get ready to start the show, we have a special guest sitting in with us tonight from the Gap Band, Mr. Victor Orlando. I'm like, wow, I'm playing with him and I get an intro. and I think it's maybe about a year. I just found that video on YouTube.
Really?
Victor Orlando plays with Elvin Bishop on the Blues Cruise.
Oh,
And
I'm gonna go find it.
There it is. And I'm hearing it, and the guy announces me. So yeah, that was a moment. But it all started back with me just playing drums and loving music. And each day, week, year, month is just another layer and just something to keep me going.
So how did you learn? They're called congas? Is that what it?
Yeah, congas. Well, originally I was a jazz drummer.
Wow.
I love serious real jazz.
Yeah.
Idris Muhammad, Art Blakely and the Jazz Messengers, all of that jazz stuff, Billy Cobham, and I had the sticks. And then I was in the marching band, so I played the drums and I played the cymbals, so I had that in me.
Okay.
And when marching season was over for the marching bands to march up and down the field for the football halftime, when that was over, it was jazz band time. So we would start doing the jazz for the competitions and go to different schools and go play.
Wow.
And the band director said, well, we have enough drummers for that, but there's a set of congas over there if you want to play them. Okay, as long as I can be in the band, as long as I can play. And then I got the Puerto Rican heritage in me. So
Oh.
all of that started coming up. Oh, this is why you like the congas.
Oh.
But it was until Santana came out on Woodstock. And I looked up there and saw that first thing of Santana playing, and the congas were up front with the guitar player right up front. I said, that's me. That's it. End of story. I will think nothing else, but that's gonna be me. And that's been me since '69, basically.
So you're pretty much self-taught, sounds like.
Yeah. Other than the teachings of the band director of different things, the rest was see, hear, play, see, hear, play. Then I picked up, because being in the band, I picked up on how to read, see, hear, play, read, see, hear, play, read. But having somebody teach me certain things, I listen. What I patterned myself after was listen to all the greats, do what they do, add what you do, mix it around, and give the world me with a touch of everybody else in it.
Yeah, I've been seeing some of your videos. I was watching this morning, and look at that. That right there. I was going to ask you, where'd you get that from? Your smile, mom or dad?
I bought it. No, I've gone to the dentist so much, everything. I bought a smile. No, I don't know, because I don't know. That is one of the avenues that God gave me. So whatever's inside of me comes out in my smile.
Yeah, you look so like you're having always so much fun performing. It's like,
Yeah.
you can't help but like, all right, I'm beating away and I don't know what I'm doing, but that just feels and looks good.
And I'm trying to show a big light while I'm playing, so everybody can enjoy it with the smile, the playing, the whole nine. And then I go home this past weekend, and every child, grandchild, and great grandchild that I took pictures with, all right, smile for the camera. And you look back at the pictures, and I've not been home in Dallas to teach them how to smile. And everybody says it, and I see it now. Their smiles, you can take them all and put them right here, and it almost comes out the exact same way.
Wow, that's
And
pretty
I'm
cool.
like, that's exactly what I say. Wow, where did that come from? But that's just what I do. I try to, it's from the inside.
Yes. So what do you have coming up the rest of 2022?
Keep pushing this song. It is #1 on one chart in MWMN radio in Minnesota. It's number 11 on another chart, on the gospel chart. It's another number somewhere else. I forget. I have to look up my analytics, but the analytics are showing that people are listening and streaming, and then my website is where you can go buy it. So all of those things are starting to work. And so pretty much that's what I'm pushing. I'm pushing hard now until I get ready to do some new music.
Yeah.
This is 4 songs for the second CD, the next new CD, which I have no time period of when it's going to happen. I just have the songs. But and then Sunday coming up, I have a big concert in LA, in Commerce, East LA, tribute to the music of Santana. Yeah.
Wow, this coming Sunday, huh?
Coming Sunday. It's Steven's Steakhouse. It's a restaurant over in East LA off of Atlantic Boulevard and the 5 freeway. So I have
Oh,
that coming up this Sunday. And then I have a Gap Band tribute show coming up October 1st for the Carson Jazz Festival.
oh, nice.
And those are a couple of biggies that are coming up between, the rest of this couple of months.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll put that out so that our listeners and readers can come to see it and see you live.
Yeah.
It's great to be back live, right? Was it pretty tough during COVID?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I worked a lot, a lot on the inside of the city, some touring. And then when that happened, that shut us down. And I got really depressed, not from everybody said, "Oh, I got cabin fever. I want to go out. I want to go out." Well, I could sit in the house. That didn't bother me.
Right.
But what bothered me was to sit where I'm sitting in front of this television and have it drain the life out of me. Every day, Trump, Trump, Trump. Every day, COVID, COVID, COVID. Every day, election, election, election. Every day, negative, negative, negative.
Right.
And I just felt it just sucking the life out of me. And I'm,
Oh boy, yeah.
and then God, I shut it off because when I figured out that's what it was, you got the power to cut it off. You don't have to, you
Right.
can flip channels and go to the Three Stooges at any time.
Exactly.
Or
Hallmark.
my favorite, go to Al Bundy and Married with Children at any time. Or pop on over and see the craziness of Big Bang Theory at any time. If I got those three things, I'm back to me.
Yeah.
So that's what I did to bodily and mentally get me through. And then God said, "Well, what do you do?" And I said, "I play music." Well, look around. I looked around in my living room, all these instruments. He said, "Well, get to doing something." And I started just tapping on the table, and I like that. I like that beat. I like that. And then, okay, oh, here comes the lyric. Oh, okay, you know what? COVID is happening, but I want it to be over so we can all party. But in my mind, I'm gonna close my door and I'm gonna say, you know what? COVID is over, but it's time to go back to partying. So I sit here and wrote this song called "COVID is Over. It's Time to Party." And I just started partying and having a good time because I wrote really a happy, upbeat, go-go funk song. I went and recorded it. And then the numbers, we were about to put it out. And I said, it's not going to do too well that Victor Orlando puts out a song, "COVID is Over, It's Time to Party," and everybody's going to look at me like I'm crazy because it's not over. And I don't want everybody to think I overruled Fauci and said it's over. So I'm like, you know what? And I held it back from releasing it until the numbers went down and they were saying, okay, it's almost over with now. The numbers are way down. You can take your mask off. You can go back outside. You can live. I'm like, okay, maybe it's time to put it out. And then the powers to be, well, let's give it another name and crank it back up again and send it back out there. They gave it another name and there goes the numbers. But by then it was out. And I was like, okay, what can I do so people won't think I'm saying that this thing is over? I just changed the song to "Time to Party." But these were the things, those were the things I did during COVID. I wrote 2 other songs during COVID, and then I wrote "Be Ready" after COVID and my cancer surgery.
Yeah.
So that's gotten me through a year and a half, almost 2 years of just sitting in this place. Because I used to be an Uber driver for 4 years.
Did you?
And, yep, 4 years. That's what kept me going until the 16th of March, that the weekend that they said that's it. And I'm like, okay, I'm out of my car and I'm in the house and I don't know what demon is flying around out there, but I'm gonna get in and I'm gonna shut it all down. Nobody will sit in the back of my car anymore but my children.
Yes. Yeah.
And
wow.
And that was what started me to start writing new music.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're thankful that you have that great song, "Be Ready," because it's really great for all of us to hear that at this time.
Thank you.
Victor, what's your social media, your website?
I'm on a few things. I'm on, my website is victororlando.com. I made that very easy. My YouTube is Victor Orlando, and put a 1 next to it. Victor Orlando 1,
Okay.
YouTube. I have Twitter. I don't go over there and twit nobody. I don't want nobody twitting me, and I don't want to twit nobody.
Got it.
They got this thing on the internet called poking. Don't come over here poking me.
I know, what's that? Poke it.
I don't know. It's just, hey, you've been poked. It's like, dude, I don't want you poking me, dude. Okay. It doesn't even sound, that doesn't even sound cool. Hey man, I just poked you today.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, you didn't. No, we're not gonna go that route. Okay. I'm on Instagram. I have Instagram 7.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it, just for people to find me. And oh, bottom line, you can just Google me.
There you go.
And I'm working on Wikipedia in me, but I can barely say Wikipedia, so I don't want to tell everybody to go do Wicca what? What is he
Wicca
on?
who? That's me. Wicca who?
Wicca who?
I like Wikipedia.
If you Google me, you get the same amount of information you're gonna get on Wikipedia.
All right, great. Well, we'll put all that stuff down there. I get some kind of quick questions regarding music. It'll be just like ask you a question and give me an answer, whatever comes to your head. First one is a band or artist that fans would be surprised to learn is on your playlist.
Oh, Jethro Tull.
Oh, no way. I like that answer. Good for you.
Aqualung, Cross-Eyed Mary.
Wow.
When I was coming in Dallas, when I was in high school in the band, and I love every instrument and every music, Jethro Tull was the cat. Aqualung. So much that I wanted to play flute as my second instrument.
Wow.
And I had a flute and a piccolo. And my cousin was the drum major in the band, and she played flute. So I picked up enough of how to blow it, how to make my mouth to make sound come out. And that Jethro, Elton John, Alice Cooper. You like Alice Cooper? School's out for summer, yes. I was a rocker in the beginning.
Cool.
I loved all kinds of music, but I gravitated to rock because they dressed amazing and they had so much energy. And so I never got into Motown and that sound and the Temptations and the Stylistics and James Brown. I never got into them. I listened, I liked, but I didn't get into them as I did watching Elton or Jethro or any of the other guys that I, watched.
Great answer. What's the first album you bought?
Oh, that one I couldn't. Oh, well, they weren't albums. They were 45s. And then I did finally get the double Woodstock album. Oh, Tommy from The Who, the rock opera Tommy. People were walking around looking at me like I was crazy. What are you listening to? Tommy from The Who. Oh, I mean, that, and then they had, the movie Tommy. Yeah. So I'm watching all of that. Queen, I love Freddie Mercury. Yeah. So all of these things, but I can't remember what the first one would have been. It was just back in the 60s, I guess. Late 60s, I started buying stuff.
Wow. What was the first concert you attended?
That one too. I couldn't check, but I know one of the most memorable concerts was Earth, Wind and Fire opening up for Stevie Wonder.
Wow.
Yeah. And getting to go backstage. Wow. So yeah, that one was a biggie.
How about a venue that's on your bucket list to perform at?
Maybe the Staples Center. I've been here over 47 years. Wow. And I've played every venue in the city you can name, pretty much. The Greek, the Forum, Hollywood Bowl, nice. The biggies, and then all of the local clubs, and then a lot of the medium venues, the park festival venues. So I've pretty much played a lot of those, but nothing that I got to get into.
Yeah.
I'll create my own right now. I'm
There
in a
you
point
go.
of creating my own venue. Wherever venue is, I'll create it and go play there.
Awesome. Well, that sounds good. Well, those are some really amazing answers, and we do appreciate you taking the time to chat with us today.
Sure, anytime. Do you have the song?
Oh, like a favorite song?
No, do you have the song? Be Ready.
Oh,
Do
yes.
you have it?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I got that one already, like right away. And I'm going to make sure, I link it to our viewers and readers so that they can get it as soon as
Okay.
possible. It's an amazing song.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. That's what all of my interviews, I do a lot of some of these, and I do a lot of music and medicine podcasts and interviews and Zooms
Oh,
also,
nice.
where when I had cancer and people found out, they were like, okay, how does a Grammy nominated artist with cancer and a Grammy nominated CD deal with the music now? The
Yeah,
two things.
that's true.
And I had to go on and explain, A, I didn't know I had cancer. B, there were no symptoms. C, what I did afterwards was take care of it. And now I'm kind of living with the after effects of it. So, and then how do I connect it to the music? I'm still playing, but it's now a limited version of me until I continue the recovery process. It's only been a year.
Oh,
So
wow, you look great.
yeah, thank you. I'm still dealing with some issues.
Recovery. It is
Yeah.
recovery. So,
Yeah.
well, that, we'll put in, ask all of our viewers to pray for you. And as I
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it gets me going. I just went down to Dallas for a class reunion,
oh,
but unfortunately, I had to put myself in the hospital while I was down. The very second day I was there,
oh my goodness.
I
You're
had
okay.
I had edema, which is a side effect of whatever was happening with me, where my legs and feet swole up,
Oh,
and
I
it was
see.
hard to walk and hard to do. And I'm like, I'm at a reunion. I'm not gonna miss this.
Yeah.
What do we need to do? So I
Yeah.
went in and they gave me some medicine, and that took care of everything so that I was able to walk without my cane and enjoy my weekend.
Oh, good. I'm glad
Yeah.
that happened. Yeah.
But that's when I go on these podcasts, I tell everybody I'm not dysfunctional, but this thing has made a new life for me. And I'm still doing my music out of it.
Good. So we would look forward to supporting you when you come out for these couple events that you're going to do.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that. And
Mhm.
everything's on my Facebook page. All my shows are there, so people can go by my Facebook, Victor Orlando, and see the flyers to where stuff is going on.
All right. Yeah, we'll get this out as soon as we can so we can let people know. Come out and see Victor
Thank you.
Orlando.
It's gonna be there as much as I can.
Well, we appreciate the time that you've given us today.
Oh, no problem. I thank you for asking me and having me. The Hollywood Times, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much for that one. And we'll talk soon.
Okay, thank you.